everyone, and welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. This is a pretty cool one today. This is the last teacher's themed journal that I'm going to be able to do this year because I used up all of my teacher ephemera on this one, because every page that is inside is authentic, antique, and vintage teacher themed ephemera. Nothing commercial in here, not a single digital or paper product. So the book itself is exactly 100 years old and it's fabulous. And I found this here, from this. It was the bottom of a book called School Days, and it went like this. And so I cut the School Days piece out and fit it into this frame that was already on the cover. And I love how it turned out. And that itself is an 80-year-old piece. And then I got these wonderful vintage beads and I strung them down the side. Look at how the back is so beautifully aged, and it's got this natural staining. I love it. Okay, you ready for the inside? It's very special, and Lacey's going to watch. Okay, here we go. So this very first page here is from 1920s, before our children go to school. Suggestions of training that mother may carry on at home. So it's sort of the first homeschooling kind of thing. Then over here, I've got this 1800s arithmetic book page, and I turned that into a pocket here. And here is a lovely little school image from a vintage book. And this is a fantastic magazine piece from 1926, so just about 100 years old. When 3,000 mothers made the startling discovery about their children, and in an experiment with school teachers. Then on the other side, there's these fabulous images here. Look at, it's got the full color down at the bottom. Corsets. Nothing says the 1920s like corsets. So that is a very precious piece. And again, there's the date there, 1926. Super, super special. These came from my vintage game. This one here. Sentence cards. Okay, Lacey, bye. And I just pulled some random words there, and you would have made sentences out of them. This came from a 1950s graduation class piece that was under a frame, and it was quite damaged, so I cut it up and made tags. And this is a vintage library card. It came from the Public Library of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And the book this came from was Helen Keller. And I guess when the public library got rid of the book, they scratched out their name on there. This is some vintage school paper. And I love this, the cost of your education. And then this is a class of 1953, and I love all the original signatures here from the students. Just really, really fun read. This is from a vintage children's book here, about 80 years old. And then this here is from 1925. So this is 100 years old, an artist who was a teacher. Isn't that wonderful? And I put some antique paper on the back for a journaling spot. And I just thought this little girl looked like she was, it says going somewhere, but I think she's going to school. This is from the 1930s, 1933 exactly. And it's a story about some students in school looking out the window there. And this is the cover of a antique school book, High Roads to Reading. And then up here is from 1895. And hold on, I can show you the date here. This one here, the reason I put this one in here, is because on this side it's all books. Isn't that fantastic? And that is from the Youth Companion. I just love it. And I think you will too. And then it's just got the best thing on libraries here, flag repair, schoolhouse, education. Just wonderful. A wonderful historic piece. I hope that the new owner of this journal loves it. If you know a teacher and you're looking for a Christmas present, this might be wonderful. Or if you are a teacher and you just want to treat yourself, what a great book. Okay, so this came from a teacher's manual, and it's a lessons book. So she would have used this to teach lessons. And beautiful, look at these. This is from the 40s. This is from 1955. Words are important. To the teacher. I just love the bright yellow and red. It's almost neon. It almost looks brand new, but it is actually vintage. 75 years old, or 65, sorry. No, 70. Here is a little teacher here with her students. Antique paper on the back of that. Another little student piece here. This is from Oral and Written Exercises books. That's a school book as well on geography. And then this one here is notes to the teacher from another school book, more antique paper on the back, little pocket here. And this is from the 1930s, the wonderful illustration, John and Mary going to school. And they're there in their classroom. Isn't that wonderful? I like school. I can read in school. This is from 1925. Before our children go to school, and it's got the artwork here that children have done. And then this sweet little set of illustrations here. This is the flip side to that other page. This is the original netting from this book. And I just thought it was so beautiful with the red dye on it that I kept that. I have more later on. This is wonderful. This is from 1920, and it's a Miserly Mouse. And she is teaching her mouse students all about cheese in the classroom. I love it. Now over here, I got this. This is pretty sweet. It's from 1963, and it's a love letter that a student wrote to his girlfriend and in school. And he talks about how I'm in English now, and Mrs. Brown is standing right beside me. Nowadays they would just text that to each other, but I think that's so precious. A school love letter. And I made the pocket out of another teacher's manual page, and the teacher has put in some colored markings here. And that's just a vintage book here, Bobbsey Twins at School. Isn't that great? Can you believe how much school ephemera is in here? Oh my God, it's so much fun collecting this, but I'm so sad that I now have almost none left. This down here says second reader, authorized by the Minister of Education, super old, 1800s. And then this beautiful postcard here is from 1906, and that is St. George Public School. There's a little note on the back, original. And this is from 1889, this ledger paper. Just thought that would make a nice place to write. And then this is a book, another school lessons book. We have phones, and that one there, so I'm drawing. And then we've got all kinds of things here, what things do, things that float. I just gave myself this note to remember how old this was. It's from 1932, so almost 100 years old. And it's a French lesson that student has written down all her French lesson notes on. Isn't that great? Pretty precious. Pocket out of crochet. Another teacher's manual from another book, different than the last one. And then this here is a Fun with Dick and Jane page. Very rare to find these, but this one is on school. So I turned it into a little insert, and on the back is a pocket. And this came from a vintage flashcards box from the 50s. So I turned that into a little journaling spot as well. Isn't that neat? So there we go, Dick and Jane. Awesome sauce. These are things that you could make in the classroom with clay, and this says it's kindergarten. I don't think so. Really? If that's true, then we have gotten really dumb over the last 100 years, because there's no way I could have made that in kindergarten. I love this because it's the alphabet made out of sticks, called a lesson called stick laying. Here's another wonderful teacher's image here, and this is pretty cool. This is a graduation card from the 50s. That neat. So you can do some journaling inside of it. And there, yeah, 1957 from New York. Isn't that great? And then this here came from a teen magazine, and I chose it because it says finish high school in your spare time, and then words to many, many songs of the day. Pretty cool. And then this awesome illustration down here of all happy kids in the classroom. Just some vintage lace up here. This is from the early 1900s, this photo, and it is little children bringing their potted plants to school for an exhibition. And here's the kids doing a school project, tending gardens. This is a really sweet piece from the 1940s, and it is, I don't know if you had this in the States, Ellsworth elephant. So we have here in the classroom. Isn't that wonderful? So in the classroom, they're celebrating Christmas here. Kind of fun. Oh yes, so yes, you did. It's Shadyville, USA. Is that really a place, Shadyville? I pulled this from a spine of an old book that didn't quite make it. Science Stories. This is a beautiful piece from 1905 from Girls Own Annual, and it is fantastic. Oh, sorry, 1906. I lied. And look at this wonderful piece here. The art is actually from 1895 down here, and a student reading maybe in the library. And then down here, 1800s, Harder Answers in Division. And this is a great 1920s piece here about school as well. And Here we go, and this is the New Literary Club. This here is another awesome piece. Does Your Baby Go to School? This whole wonderful piece here from, again, 1925. Oh God, it's so awesome. I'm really sad to see all these things go, but I know that some teacher is going to love this. Story time here. This is really cool. This is an original blank page. It's actually got the most beautiful texture for something that's 100 years old, and it's thicker than I thought it was, and shiny, and just absolutely fantastic. And that is from a children's, and this would have been very primary because I can tell by how thick the lines are. And then this is the cover of a spelling book, a school spelling book, dense speller for grade 5. And then I just added this beautiful antique doily in here. And then this illustration here is also from 1906. And it's these two students. It says here, earnest students studying. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. Come back soon.